Hello, hello. Good afternoon, evening, or morning, whenever it is that you're watching this, and welcome back to Cosmic Lovers Tarot. Today's reading is for a Gemini. There's your cat pin. And today's reading is... Oh, sorry. Hold on just a second. Today's reading is all about nature. So we're going to talk about getting grounded, the importance of going outside, what nature means to you and how it can show up in your life. This spread is called Nature is Calling. So do you hear the call of the wild? Helps you plant your roots in nature. We're going to look at why you're being called to nature. What can you learn by being in nature? And then we're going to look at a past life where you were connected to nature and how this past life influences your current life, and how you can feel more connected to nature while being away from it. And this is a spread from Emerald Lotus Divination. So shout out to them. They have some amazing tarot spreads. All right, so let's go ahead and get you an oracle card, Gemini, and this will go ahead and set the energetic tone for your reading. All right, can I get a vibe check for Gemini, please? A vibe check for Gemini. Vibe check for Gemini. Forgiving and learning. As you release and heal the past, you experience more love in your present moments. And there's an image of some angels and a person comforting someone. Looks like maybe they've both been through a loss. I am reminded of wilderness therapy and also of screaming in the woods. So that may be something that might be really beneficial for you. If you live near a waterfall, maybe going to the waterfall and just screaming into it could be really cathartic for you. I think nature likes it when we scream with nature. Nature can absorb our screams in a way that maybe cities can't. I'm not sure what that meant. That was a really strange thing to say, so I don't know. It's been a weird day. Okay, we're going to do, let's see. We're going to start with Star Spinner, and then we'll move into Rider Waite for the last bit. All right, let's see. Why is Gemini being called to the wild? Why is Gemini being called to the wild? Whoa. Why is Gemini being called to the wild? Okay, Ace of Chalices in reverse. I think this has to do with, so releasing trapped emotions. There's something in your reading that I don't quite understand, but I get the basic gist. It's about absorption. It's about, you may have been through a difficult experience, or something may have happened to you in the past, and you've had difficulty expressing it. And it's like, nature wants you to know here with this like Ace of Chalices that it's under the surface of you, and something about being in nature is going to be very healing for you. It's going to, you might find yourself, if you're, I think water, definitely go to water, and maybe journal. So if I will get some more information as this like progresses, but there can be something remarkably soothing and cathartic about going to a place with water, and writing out feelings that you have about a situation or about a person, and just like letting those feelings just go. It's almost like the energy of the water helps those feelings, almost like a baptism, you know, or maybe not a baptism, but anyways, it's like the energy of water. Being next to the energy of water while you like purge this will be really helpful for you. Okay. All right. What can you learn by being in nature? We've got the Chariot. So this is about balance and the Moon, back of the deck energy. So looking into how if you feel like you're not operating at, you know, at your highest capacity, or if you've been being hard on yourself for not being productive, or what's going on is you have these emotions here that need to be expressed in order for you to move forward on an even footing. It's almost like these emotions are keeping you in a place of where you're like spinning your wheels, but you're not moving forward. You're not gaining any forward momentum. And with this Moon card here, what we see is that this is a very confusing situation for you. The Moon makes things not what they are, not what they seem to be, can be very confusing and difficult to sift through, kind of like shadowy. Your emotions are complicated for you because, and I'm glad that this is a past life reading, because we're going to get some information on sometimes, I don't know, the best advice that I have for emotions that don't make sense is that they don't have to. Our bodies are these miraculous wisdom machines that know how to process traumas and anxieties and difficult experiences if we just let them, if we give them the space to let them. And we don't try to repress what our body wants to do. So somatic experiencing therapy, if you feel like screaming, find a place where you can scream, preferably around nature. If you want to, you know, bang your fists on the ground and like, whatever you feel called to do out in that space, out in nature, will be healing for you. Now let's get into your past life. And yeah, and again, a big thing about these emotions is that they don't have to make sense. I think that sometimes we do our emotions a disservice when we try to make them tell a story if we've had trauma. So what I mean by that is like, trauma messes with your ability to feel emotions in a normal way. Your reactions to things are going to be different. Your reactions to a situation might not match the situation. The classic example that I give is your father may die and you don't cry at the funeral, but then 3 months later, a stand-up comedian that you like dies and you cry for 4 days and you don't understand why. It's just because we've been taught how to repress our emotions not let our emotions up to the surface. And so over years that it's like trying to cram a bunch of emotions into like a ball, and it's because they're being crammed in, they're exploding out like air, like, and you're like patching that one. Oh, no, but then it, spurts out the other side. Well, that doesn't make sense, because that's not how emotions are supposed to be. They're supposed to be like this: in, felt, out. They come into the body, they pass through the body, they move out of the body. But when you've been taught that it's not acceptable to let those emotions come out of the body, then they get crammed in, and they're just like stuck in this terrible situation. So I guess what I'm trying to say is, like, a lot of this forgiving and learning is directed onto yourself. Forgive yourself for not reacting correctly. If you had, some of you were in a relationship with someone that made you out to be kind of a villain because you didn't have the appropriate responses. You were too cold, or you were too standoffish. Some of you may be neurodivergent also on top of that, which means that your reactions to things are fucked in, like, and when I say fucked, I mean from the perspective of other people in society, right? It's like, oh, why did they react like that? Your reactions are fine. They're fine. There's nothing wrong with you. There's nothing wrong with the way that you responded to things. I think people need to have a little bit more grace when it comes to, people acting crazy or acting weird. And, like, luckily our society is starting to turn in a way that we're not being as harsh on people as we used to. But anyways, there's something there in your reading about that. But the main thing that I want to just really drive home about this is, you have to just trust your body. You have to trust that your emotions are coming into balance. If you're tired, rest. If you're having a hard day, take a mental health day, and don't leave the couch if you don't want to. A lot of times when you have a lot of anxiety running through your mind, body, spirit complex, it can make it really difficult to hear your intuition, because your anxiety is like roaring over the top, and you can barely hear what your intuition wants to say to you or what to do. And if that's the case, then just sleep, sleep it off if you have to. Whatever you need to do to get through this time is okay. Now we're going to look at your past life. This is a past life where you were connected to nature. A past life where you were connected to nature? Oh. So for this one, 9 of Swords, I'm seeing a, actual imprisonment. Like this 9 of Swords being bars of a cell. Gemini, you may have had a very difficult past life where you were either wrongfully imprisoned or something happened where you were cut off from nature in isolation somehow. And that has had ripple effects on your life now in a way that we're going to figure out. But I'm thinking that there's a part of you that doesn't think that you deserve, not ecstasy, but like satisfaction and contentment. So let's just see. How has this past life influenced Gemini's current life? How has this past life influenced their current life? How has this past life influenced their current life? Six of Wands in reverse. There's something here about taking your own advice, Gemini. But more than that, it's like, yeah, so Six of Wands is all about kind of being celebrated for a job well done. But again, and this is something that's going on under the surface for you, Gemini. So I want to point out that this isn't something that you would be thinking of consciously. But so this past life of yours, you were falsely accused of something. This may be being a witch. It could be a murder, anything. You were falsely accused of something, and then you were falsely imprisoned for this thing. And what's happened is that now, like, that wounded your soul. You have a soul wound from that time. And if there's like, and it's affected your self-worth today, because even though you knew, like, in your heart of hearts that what you did, that you didn't do it, you knew that you were innocent, it still fucks with your head to be falsely imprisoned and, like, made to suffer the consequences of something that you didn't actually do. So what's coming through here is that there's rage in you that you may not understand. And the rage is blocking the self-worth growth. So it's like there's this layer of anger for you in regards to the situation that you went through, that you weren't allowed to express that anger, because obviously when you're imprisoned, like, you can't just, like, mouth off to your captors, or else you'll get punished, right? So what nature wants you to do is to go out and just find some time. I recommend a waterfall if you're close to a waterfall, or not like the beach, like, I don't know, somewhere wooded, somewhere, I mean, if you're called to the beach, go to the beach, but I'm seeing more of like a wooded trail with a lot of trees, like something that can really, like, absorb your rage. And then it might be helpful for you to actually, like, get down on your knees and, like, dig into the ground a little bit. I don't know. It's just what I see. That's my image that I have for you. So, or, like, bang your fists on the ground. Like, you might have to do some somatic stuff to get that rage to start going. But then, and also it might feel a little awkward at first, but you're being encouraged to just stick with it and just see what happens. So then I want you to just, like, scream at the top of your lungs in the forest, and, like, no one's gonna hear you. Go to, like, I don't know, a secluded place, I guess. And honestly, if somebody does, like, come and talk to you or whatever, just be like, sorry, I'm doing a somatic experiencing therapy exercise. But anyways, it's so stupid. You, like, can't scream in public. But yeah, screaming, get that rage out. And, I understand you don't want to feel angry, but another thing about this is going to move quickly. It's going to move quickly, but it is probably going to be followed by some sadness. And again, I just want to remind you that this is a subconscious thing. This is a soul wound that you've carried from a past life, so it doesn't have to make sense. It probably won't make sense while you're in the moment of it. Now, when you're away from nature, how can you feel more connected to it? How can Gemini feel more connected to nature? Ooh. Okay, Eight of Cups in reverse. So this is about taking it with you. Okay. So one way that you could feel more connected to nature while being away from it would be to create, like, an indoor space for yourself with like little succulents, or like a tiny little garden. Like, the Eight of Cups is about going off in search of something, but this is like bringing it back. This is like a return. So keep little tokens, if you do like a daily walk or something and you're, like, stuck in a desk job or whatever, finding, like, a little token of the memento, or specifically in regards to your rage situation. I'm not sure why, but burying something? Give away the stone. So, okay, this is a little weird, but it might be, okay, it might be beneficial for you. Actually, okay, so again, this is kind of a difficult reading because there's a lot of subconscious stuff going on here. But I do want to say that this rage that you're dealing with, Gemini, it might be in relation to something that, okay, so for some of you, all right, here we go. We'll break this into two camps. So if you heard me talk about rage and you have no idea what I'm talking about, then it's your subconscious rage. It's from a past life. If I said rage and you have something in your past that came to mind that you might be really upset about, something with your family, or I don't know, if there's something in your past that you went, oh, that's probably what she's talking about, then it would be powerful for you to like write a letter to that person. So if you have experienced trauma at the hands of another person, if your parents abused you, if you had an abusive partner or something like that, write out all the things that you feel like you couldn't say to that person, this abuser, because, okay, here's what we have going on here. This is about trapped rage that wasn't allowed to be expressed. For some of you, this is from a past life. You were held captive by someone, or you were falsely imprisoned and you never got the chance in your lifetime to come out and tell those people how you really felt about them. You know, you didn't get to say, go fuck yourself, and now you need to. For some of you, this stuff happened when you were children. You weren't able to go up against your abuser and say, hey, fuck you, you know, but you can now because you're adults and you're in a powerful place in your new life. So what would be really beneficial for you is to actually write that letter. Now, if you don't know what I'm talking about, then don't worry about this. This is a past life thing, so just go out into the forest and scream like I told you to. But if you have an actual person in your life that you're angry with, that you have a lot of rage towards, then please write them a letter. And then take a stone, like a rock, and wrap the letter around the stone, okay? And then when you get out to the water, like as you scream, hurl it into the water and just like let the water take that and disperse it for you, okay? And like really imagine all your hatred and all your rage like coating that rock, and then just like just literally just like scream, say fuck you, you know, whatever it is that you need to say, go to hell, you know, I fucking hate you, like say all of it. There is nothing that you can't say in this space. Like nature is supporting you 100%, Gemini. Nature is like, and you know, really trust that you are supported by the earth when you go out there. Like you have roots to the core of the earth. The earth is sharing in your rage. The earth feels all of our feelings too, right? So the earth's energy is there to support you as you like freak the fuck out, you know? Do whatever you need to do, and just know that it is all okay. Now, so give away that stone. That's what I was saying. Throw the stone, right? But then what you might want to do instead, okay, so then throw the stone and then look for something really beautiful to bring back from the space. So a little piece of a flower, or a beautiful leaf, or something that represents growth, okay? And then we're going to do this trading out. This is going to be a process that takes a minute, guys. This isn't going to be like a one and done type of situation, although it might be. But given that we've got the 9 of Swords here, we've got the 8 of Cups, we've got the 6 of Swords, and the Moon, and Chariot, like we've got a lot of energy that makes me think that this is going to be a longer process. So what I want you to do every time is make this your space, okay? Make this your space, and trust me, nature and your guides will let you know when it's time, when you're done. You're gonna come into a beautiful phase of fresh energy after we get out all of this trapped rage, okay? So what I want you to do is like pick a day of the week, or pick a day of the month, okay? So like every month on the 15th or every Saturday or something, go to this place, bring your stone, and it might be a different stone every time, right? But just like write a letter or just bring the stone, you know, and take all your rage, put it in the stone, throw it in the water, scream, and then grab something beautiful to bring back with you. And then as this happens, you're going to have a visual reminder for your brain that I am giving up my rage and I'm trading it in for beauty. Rage for beauty. Rage for beauty. And you're constantly going to be doing this until like, be prepared, because your energy is going to shift. You're going to start feeling lighter. You're going to start feeling more in alignment. You're going to start feeling more connected. You're going to start feeling more intuition. Okay. That's another big thing. You're going to start having these glimmers of like, I know what to do. I know what I want, because unfortunately, that stuff right now, if you're wondering, why can't I hear from my guides? Why can't I know what I need to do? Why do I feel lost? Why do I feel confused? Why do I feel anxious? Why am I frustrated? It's because of these trapped emotions, and we're going to get them out. Okay. So anyways, I think that's all I have for you guys. Yeah. To the best of my knowledge, I don't know if anybody has come up with that particular method. I've never heard of anything like that before. So, yeah, I don't know. If you do decide to do this, it would be really awesome if you let me know how it goes, because I would love to know. I'm gonna try it myself for sure, because I love it. I think it sounds amazing. But yeah, so that's why you've been called to go to nature. I hope you find a really beautiful place to conduct this experiment, this like therapeutic exercise. I think it's going to be really, really, really powerful for you. Just be prepared for that energy to shift in the positive for you. Trapped emotions can do all kinds of wacky shit to us, you know, and it's not your fault. If you're tired, if you're anxious, if you're frustrated, if you're like not making the progress that you want to make, it's not your fault. You're not making that progress because you're mired and you're trapped with it. There's an energetic backlog. That's all it is. It's just an energetic backlog, and the universe is going to take care of it. Your body's going to take care of it. But if you want to accelerate the process and you want to make things happen for yourself a little bit quicker, then let's do it. You know, let's do this exercise together and see what happens. So, all right. Well, that's all I have for you, Gemini. I hope you enjoyed your reading. It was a lot of fun to read for you today. I learned a lot from your reading, so I hope you got something out of this too. If you enjoyed the video, please give it a like. If you would like to see more content from me, please subscribe to my channel. And if there's anything you want to chat about, the reading, the experiment, how things went, what resonated, just please drop me a comment in the comment box below. I would love to chat with y'all. And other than that, I wish you the best in all things, and I will see you next time. Bye.